It is estimated nearly $1 trillion has been spent on the opioid epidemic in the U.S. since 2001, and another $500 billion will be needed by 2020. A new law proposed in Congress will force the opioid manufacturers to pay up.
So what the bill does is it says that the companies that have been pushing these pills, going back to the big surge in 1999, have to take responsibility for providing a lot of the funds for treatment.
Senator Jeff Merkley's bill finds additional funding at the source of the problem. As it currently stands, the Substance Abuse and Medical Services Health Administration, or SAMHSA, gives each state a certain amount of money each year to fight the opioid epidemic. Under Merkley's bill, $2 billion will be added to that. Each state will get approximately 110% of the funding they received from SAMHSA. So for example, California, which currently receives over $254 million from SAMHSA, would get a total of over $537 million under this new bill if passed into law. And that $2 billion will come from the pharmaceutical companies.
Everybody says more resources are needed, but they often shy away from going after the drug companies that were the pushers, the drug pushers in this case, who lied to the American public about addiction. And they're afraid to go after the drug companies to hold them responsible because they're terrified of them, because drug companies spend so much money in campaigns.
This concept isn't new. States and even the federal government have sued pharma companies like Purdue and Teva in the past. But never before has Congress forced Big Pharma to pay.
If I were any one of these pharmaceutical companies and was told, I am responsible for this share, I would say, prove it. And if I didn't like what I was told, where would I end up? I'd end up in court. And we're back to the court system. So if we're going to go back to the court system anyway, it seems to me the most natural approach to holding the pharmaceutical companies responsible would be begin and end with the court system.
Merkley says passing legislation would be more reliable than a lawsuit.
So that's an uncertain path. I'm simply saying we should do, by clear matter of law, one, hold the companies accountable, and two, provide the resources necessary to address this. We shouldn't wait another day to act aggressively.
We can do all of this for opioids and for overprescribing, but addiction is still out there and it will continue to be. And Congress needs to realize that the amount of time and effort it has put into the overprescribing issue is only a very, very small piece of a very, very large puzzle that we're going to be forced to address for decades to come.